Grimm Show presents The Covers Face Off.
Who did it first? Who did it best? Which version is superior?
The Covers Face Off. Face Off.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting episode of The Covers Face Off, presented by The Dude and Grimm Show, a spin-off of Scratch a Track. We hope you've enjoyed the first two. We're ready for the next one. I'm the Dude, and he is Grimm.
I'm
what
Grimm.
Up, Grimm?
Dude, what's up? I'm here. I'm ready to talk about another exciting cover.
Yeah. Dude, I think from now on, I'm going to start saying, like, when people are like, oh, how are you? I'll be like, I'm Grimm.
I love
what?
it. Yeah.
I don't get it. But yes, anyways, I digress. So yes, another exciting cover, which is I Shot the Sheriff by two very prominent artists. Not to say that, our first one, we had Dylan and Hendrix. The most recent one was
the Beatles and Joe
Beatles
Cocker.
And Joe Cocker.
Yeah.
Joe Cocker might have been a little less known.
But by no means a slouch. I mean, let's not kid ourselves.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
But I Shot the Sheriff, man. Dude, we're talking Bob Marley
and Eric Clapton. Yeah.
Like,
pretty big one.
Yeah.
Pretty big one.
Definitely. So, yeah, with I Shot the Sheriff, that was written by Bob Marley. It was on the album Burnin', which was still a Bob Marley and the Wailers album. So I believe this was done and recorded before they kind of, I guess, split up and he went off to Europe. So this is still Bob Marley and the Wailers, correct? Right?
As far as I know it, dude, yes.
All right. And so let me start off by saying this has been a song that we've known about, the Bob Marley version. I mean, we've known Eric Clapton as well, but we've known about the Bob Marley version for a while. And it's one that goes back to the Bob Marley documentary.
Very much.
You bought for me for my birthday. Thank you very much.
All right.
I believe our sophomore year of college. It might have been sophomore or junior year because I think Leifer was living with us at the time. So it could have been junior year of college.
Okay.
When we were living in Country Place. And the thing that stands out to me is there was a woman that he was dating at the time. I believe her name was Esther Anderson.
Yeah.
And she does, in the documentary, makes a comment of saying, when we were writing I Shot the Sheriff. And that really got your guys' panties in a bunch. You didn't like that a whole lot, did you, buddy?
Dude, don't act like it didn't piss you off either, because I mean...
Actually, I'm, for some reason, this is how I remember it. I'm the one, for some reason, and I don't know why, I feel like I ended up defending her because I felt like she wasn't really misquoted, but I think she maybe misspoke because I think we were all like, yeah, dude, you're not writing songs for Bob.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry that you were his mistress, but like, let's not kid ourselves here. Like, you didn't write the fucking Burning album or any other album or anything he did. Like, you may have like been there hanging out when he was working on I Shot the Sheriff, but like, let's not pat ourselves on the back here.
Yeah. There's another quote that I think it's a little more fun to say, but we might have PG-13 ears out there, so I'm not going to say it. But anyways, I'll tell you after this episode's recorded. It's from the movie Reservoir Dogs, which is from my T-shirt as well. So, but anyways, yeah, I think her line was, she always said, well, if you shot the guy, one day the bottom must drop out. And we were all like, dude, come on, what are you talking about? Anyways, I think we're getting a little far afield here. Marley recorded this song with the Wailers. And I guess originally he wanted to say, I shot the police, but he figured and the government wouldn't allow him to say that. And so he actually changed the word to sheriff, which I feel has a much...
It flows
much better
ring
to it.
Yeah, the
definitely.
Is much better.
Yeah. And again, this was recorded with the Wailers. So we have Bunny Wailer and Peter Tosh on the track. And it's a very you know, if you're a Bob Marley fan, and also going way beyond just legend in the album, a lot of his songs all have like a reggae feel. I mean, that's
Sure.
who he was. But you know, this has a nice, you know, the drum track is usually pretty consistent, but it has a nice little organ in the background, and really good backing vocals by Bunny and Peter as well, I think.
Yeah, and I like the fact that he, lyrically speaking, aside from, of course, Esther Anderson, who had a lot to do with it, he took the stance of somebody who did this in self-defense. I just those are great lyrics. They
are.
He wrote the song in a very I don't want to say relatable because I've never been in that position, but I think in a more relatable way than saying he went out and shot the police, as you said, the original lyrics would have suggested.
Sure. And I think, you know, anybody who's kind of done research at that time in Jamaica was a very violent, volatile place.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if he's, you know, I don't know if he's necessarily speaking, you know, figuratively, like, hey, you know, I you know, went out and shot somebody, or you know, it could also just be, you know, how you approach life and taking, you know, are you the one to I guess cause the incident? Are you the one to you know, instigate, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Are you instigating whatever incident it is, or are you you know, it's happening and it's like, hey, all right, you're coming at me, so I need to, you know, I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to be a little bitch, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
for sure.
Yeah. So, you know, that was on the Burnin' album in 1973. And now Eric Clapton, he recorded his version of it in 1974. So, you know, we've seen in I guess the first couple episodes we've done under this, I guess, theme, the covers are coming very close to when the originals were released instead of, and that's such a long time.
Sure, and that kind of surprised me because Clapton recorded it on his 1974 album, 461 Ocean Boulevard.
Yeah.
And it lists his take on the song as soft rock and reggae. I think he did a pretty good job of incorporating the reggae sound for a white English guy.
Yeah, right.
In all honesty, I think that his song, to some degree, for me, to more of a degree, moves better. I mean, as much as I like reggae, I mean, it just kind of has that beat, and that's it. That's all you got. But Clapton's moves a little more. You know what I mean?
It does.
It just kind of it pushes.
It does. It still has the kind of the things that it does take from the reggae part is it still the organ. It's not the same, but it has the organ, and it does have a little scratching in it. I mean, isn't that just the classic reggae Bob Marley?
For sure.
That kind of keeps the beat going and stuff. But Clapton, he incorporated, I think, some other instruments. There is, you know, again, there's the organ, but there's also a piano in it. In this time, he uses backing vocals as well that are very similar to what the Wailers do on it, but instead he uses female backing vocals. And
sounds great.
It does. No, it absolutely sounds great. But I think it could be said that, especially when we look at the first two episodes we did of All Along the Watchtower and with a little help from my friends, those versions that Hendrix and Joe Cocker did were pretty big departures from what the original was. When I listened to these two songs and I put them together, I don't see it as that far of a departure.
I think that's it. This is more of an homage or a homage or however people want to say it. But I do agree with you, dude. I think this is much more of of somebody who liked a song and wanted to do something that was a little more akin to the original as opposed to make it their own. I totally agree.
Right. And actually, and his version had much more success than Bob Marley's version. This song, I think it peaked at number 1. It says on the Billboard Hot 100, and in 2003, his version was actually inducted to the Grammy Hall of Fame.
Well, so, I could kind of believe that because I don't know how much in the limelight reggae was at that time. I mean, I think that now so many people know Bob Marley, and especially when you talked about when we were listening to it, I think a lot of people discover or know Bob Marley at that time. But at the time when he was actually releasing albums, I don't know how popular he was. Quite honestly.
And I don't think, for a Marley song, I don't even know if this one is, when I think of, hey, I'm going to put on a Bob Marley song, I'm not like, hey, I'm going to go to I Shot the Sheriff. I don't even think, if you look at, his greatest hits album, which most people do know, which is Legend. I don't even think I Shot the Sheriff is even on that.
I think you are correct in that. But the other thing to think of is, the album Burnin', because if I look at the track listing from the album Burnin', we're talking Get Up, Stand Up, Burnin' and Lootin', Put It On, Small Axe, Duppy Conquer, Rastaman Chant, like,
jeez.
I shot that. Yeah. I mean, for me,
it gets lost in the shuffle there.
Yeah.
Dude.
For me as a Bob Marley fan, like that wouldn't probably be the one I'd put on anyways.
Yeah. Geez. I'm looking at that track list too. And I think a lot of those songs, the Rastaman Chant. Yeah. Geez.
But the thing that I like about it, and to me that speaks volumes, at least for Clapton, is the fact that like, he didn't, like, that's the one he pulled out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that was the one that he pulled out, and he was like, that's what he covered. And I think did an awesome job, quite frankly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think he did. I think, he didn't, unlike Along the Watchtower with the Help of My Friends, taking it, to kind of the next level. I don't know if for me, I don't know if I would say he did that, but I think he did a very good representation of it. And he did, I will say he made it his own, and he made it a very good song that I like and I enjoy listening to.
Sure.
But yeah, it wasn't a complete recreation by any means.
No. And quite frankly, I think he brought it to audiences, and maybe in doing so, introduced more audiences to Bob Marley than would have had previously even known about him. So that's a good point. You gotta tip your hat to him. And honestly, as much as I do love Bob Marley, but man, I really like the Clapton version better. I just do.
Yeah,
I just think it moves more.
Yeah, I can't say if I have a preference in either one. And I know there's a lot of big Eric Clapton fans out there, and I'll fully admit I have not explored his catalog as deeply as I probably should have. But I listen to Bob Marley, and to me, and maybe it's because I'm just a bigger Bob Marley fan, I am like, there's just so many other good songs that I love of his. Whereas I think with Clapton, not to say that he doesn't have good songs, but I feel like this one for him as an individual artist maybe stands out a little more. Whereas Bob Marley, just like you were reading off the track list of Burning, kind of gets lost in the shuffle a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Totally fair, dude.
I am a fair dude. Well, all right, everyone. I think that might wrap I Shot the Sheriff up. I think so. What do you say, Grim?
Eric Clapton's is better.
Yeah, right, whatever. Anyways, why don't you guys let us know which one you like better? That's what the comments are for. Yep. So leave them, or give us some ideas of other covers that you guys like to listen to and you think we should talk about, do a little research on. You know, you guys can teach us some stuff. How about that? So
that's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. I think. No, actually, we're here to make money and quit our jobs. That's actually what we're here for. I mean, let's not bullshit anybody. So, on that note, if there's anybody who would love to sponsor this podcast, we'd love to get into bidding war. So let us know. Until next time, the Dude and Grim, the covers face off.
Signing off. Our faces are off.
The covers face off.
Is produced by the Dude and Grim. Additional music provided by More. That's ... MORE. And the Tims. TIMNZ. Copyright 2020. The Dude and Grim Show.